Hello and welcome back to What You Missed, the series where I tell you about little details and Easter eggs you missed in your favorite Disney attractions. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out the previous 3 episodes. Love them or hate them, the country bears are a staple of the Disney theme parks. For the selection of folk music, the colorful cast of characters, the corny yet kind of adult sense of humor, and much more. But what about those details, those little details that make an attraction worth revisiting? This ride certainly has them, so let's try to find them. Unlike my usual What You Missed videos, a lot of these will come from more than just the Walt Disney World incarnation. So I will be sure to specify where you can find these details. Also, these Easter eggs will be pulled from multiple incarnations of the show. The original, the Vacation Hoedown, the Christmas special, etc. So please refrain from hibernating and we'll get started. The thing about these little details is that even if you've been to these attractions 100 times, there can still be things right under your nose. Take for instance, this. As you wait in the lobby of Grizzly Hall at the Magic Kingdom, look down. The wooden floors are scarred with a bunch of little marks. Almost like they came from someone's claws. So not only are bears performers, they're also frequent patrons. This is why you always need to keep a watchful eye when you're at a Disney theme park. There might be hidden secrets and details you're just walking right past. Or on top of, in this case. While the lobby at the Magic Kingdom only features portraits of the bears, the lobby at Tokyo Disneyland is much more themed. On the walls, you can find doors reserved for the bear characters, and each is fitted specifically for that character. Henry's door has a door right above it for Sammy. Teddy Bar's door is in the ceiling with a ladder underneath it. Big Al's door is short and stout like he is, and so on and so forth. It's just an example of how Tokyo goes above and beyond with details. When you finally get to sit down in the theater, as you wait for the show to begin, look at all of the different ads printed on the curtain. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see an ad for unicycles made for trick bears. This is a reference to Bongo, a segment from the 1947 film Fun and Fancy Free. The cartoon centered on Bongo the bear, a circus bear who, you guessed it, rode on a unicycle. The story told of him running away and falling in love with a girl bear. It also contains one of the more yikesy songs in the Disney catalog. Say it with a slap.
Every deer and every dove has a way of making love, but a bear likes to say it with a slap.
And it is forever immortalized in the Country Bear Jamboree, as it deserves. Did you know that Melvin, the moose on the wall, was once a part of a show at Fort Wilderness? At a character breakfast with Chip and Dale, there was a small stage where the Chipmunks performed with a pair of cast members, and hanging on the wall behind them was none other than Melvin. He was a puppet controlled from behind the curtain. The character breakfast has been retired, and this version of Melvin hasn't been seen since. But it's nice to know that even outside the Magic Kingdom, you could have gotten your country bear fix. Back when Disneyland's Critter Country was Bear Country, you could have heard a bear snoring. It was in a cliffside cave not too far from the Haunted Mansion. This was once the home of Rufus the Bear. While you never saw him, you could certainly hear him. He was a prominent supporting character in the Vacation Hoedown, being Bear Hall's resident techie, in charge of starting all of the shows. But when he wasn't working, and sometimes when he was asleep. The cave no longer exists, so his home is long gone. The land where it was on is currently home to Splash Mountain. And since I mentioned Vacation Hoedown, let's talk about another lost character. During the show, Shaker sang a ballad about his relationship with his girlfriend Dolores. They live in 2 different worlds, but their love persists, no matter the challenge. Oh yeah, Dolores is an octopus, forgot to mention that. There's probably a joke I could make there, but I like being monetized, so I'm not going to make it. The Vacation Hoedown closed in 2001, but Dolores found a second life elsewhere. You can find her in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disney's California Adventure. She's in the boiler room right before you board the elevators. Look for the old Yeti figure and she won't be too far away. Poor Shaker, if he thought they lived in 2 different worlds already. Also, a quick little fun fact, the Tokyo version of the show made the ballad a duet, and Dolores got to sing a little bit. The Disneyland incarnation of the Bear Jamboree closed for good in 2001, making way for the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. But did you know that you can still find remnants of it in Disneyland? The Heffalumps and Woozle sequence is approximately where the old theater used to be. The big honey pot that Pooh sits in? That's where Teddy Barra used to be. The mechanisms were repurposed for this part of the ride. And if you turn around and look back as you're leaving that room, you might be able to find 3 old friends mounted on the wall. Max, Buff, and Melvin. It might freak you out a little bit when you first see them, but it's good to know that they're still hanging around. And as Pooh moved in, they made sure to pay tribute to the attraction that came before. At the Pooh Corner shot in Critter Country, you'll find 2 paintings on the wall. One features Pooh with a red balloon, flying with Teddy Barra. Another one you'll find has Pooh sitting on Gomer's piano, holding a beehive in his hands. Which kinda reminds me of how over at Magic Kingdom you can find Al getting a deed from Mr. Toad. Tangent! Elsewhere in Critter Country, look out for a mural for Sammy's I'm gonna butcher this. Recycling corner. It's over by Splash Mountain. Say what you will about the replacement, but this shows that Imagineerians recognize how important these attractions are, and how they continue to pay tribute to them long after they've been removed. And to further prove that point, there's another reference to it at Goofy's Sky School at DCA. There's a bulletin board in the queue with a bunch of letters and advertisements. In the top corner, there's a letter coming from Bear Hall. Contrary to popular belief, the bears are still kicking around. They want to come see Goofy's planes, but they have no experience flying. And who did this letter come from? The bear, the myth, the legend, Big Al. And those were just a few things you might have missed at the Country Bear Jamboree. Were there any details or references I missed? What attraction would you like to see covered next? Whatever you're thinking, let me know down in the comments. But that's all the time I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Big Al's full name is Big Albert. I have not known a single moment of peace since I learned this, and I will not suffer alone.